Go, 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 go. Hello and welcome to Clamp, the weekly podcast where we discuss all things related to creating, living, and making projects. I'm your host, Grant Alexander, and joining me as always is Adam Mackey and Jessy Rapfink. And today we're going to be talking about what's in our clamps. And what I'm going to be talking about is I did a bottle drive today, and it was a bit stressful.
I just want to quickly say that's what my mum used to call me growing up because my brother's name's Jamie, and she used to always call me Jadam.
Jadam, nice.
Because she would always call out the wrong name.
I always, I started calling them Flarcher. So Fletcher and Archer together, just yeah. Flarcher. I'm just like, hey, Flarcher. But the problem is then I'll go like, hey, Rivet. I'm like, Rivet's not even like a kid. I'm trying to talk to little boys and I'm saying the dog's name. What's wrong with me? like Rivet, Archer, Fletcher. Which one am I trying to call? And none of them listen to me, so it doesn't really matter what I say. Which is just like what happened at the Scouts bottle drive. It was a bit stressful.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little bit. It was a lot of things, but the bottle and can drive for some states and or provinces or cities and or countries don't do this, but here in Canada we have a deposit that you pay when you buy a can of alcoholic beverage, and you get it back when you return the can or bottle. In my province, it's only for alcoholic beverages. In the province next to me, all cans and bottles get a deposit, which makes so much more sense because it incentivizes returning it. But yeah.
Sorry, so you have to pay an extra fee on top?
Yes.
It's not much, though. It's like cents.
What?
You know?
Yeah, so you get... It used to be 5 cents. Now it's 10 cents. You pay an extra.
Is it incorporated in the price?
Yeah. So you just go up and you pay the price. And
no, but I mean, so when you go buy a case of beer, it's like, say, $30 for a case of beer, and then you've got to pay your $3 on top if it's a 30-pack.
Yes.
Not $33 for the case, and that includes it.
So when I pay, they tell me the number, and I give them the money. I don't know. I don't look at prices of anything, Adam. I don't know how it is. I go in there, I grab
so confused
that I'd like to drink, and then I drink it. I don't.
Right.
I don't look. I'm sorry. I don't look at the prices. I have no. We also do you guys have your tax included in the price?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. So we don't have tax included in the price. So I already know whatever the number isn't the number I'm paying. So I don't look at it.
Right. Okay. We also don't have to tip. So there's that.
That would be the best.
Yeah.
That would be my number one priority if I became the leader of my country is abolishing tipping.
Well, see, we don't have to tip because we pay our workers a fair wage. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
Idea.
So the way it works here is you buy whatever it is. So anything that's smaller than a 1.25 litre bottle, so cardboard boxes like of milk or whatever and all that sort of stuff is returnable. You go to a machine and put it in and you get 10 cents per everything you return. But it's not, you don't have to pay for that to begin with.
Well, you did.
It's like a box of Coke is
in the price.
I suppose so, but it's a different company. I'm not paying back the company that I bought the stuff from. It was an incentive by the government to put these machines everywhere to stop people from throwing them on the ground, like out of their cars and shit. So they're trying to get people to return everything that's usually thrown out a car window. And that was the whole point of it. So it's not you're paying for the container and then get your money back. It works though, because not only do you, like the people that don't care and don't worry about trying to get their money, well, the other people will walk along the road and pick up all the cans to get the money. So they're incentivizing people to keep their, like we have a dedicated bin just for cans and bottles that we go return when it gets full. It gives us about $50. Whereas other people just throw it away as if they just don't care. So
right. So I just put my stuff in the recycling bin, and there are people that drive through the neighborhood who go through a recycling bin and take all the depositable things out. And I do not care as long as they don't like empty out my recycling bin, and everything else that's not returnable gets blown away down the street. If you're going to be respectful about it, that's what I put it out there. I don't care. If that is the way you're making money, is going around and collecting this, you need it.
Yeah. So in California, same thing. A lot of people would come through and just dig through all the trash cans and the bins. But my problem with it was always in the middle of the fucking night. Like the night before it was supposed to come.
Making noise and shit because they're embarrassed.
Yeah, at 3 a.m., we're laying in bed right up against this window that like overlooks the street, and all you can hear is bottles clashing together for like 30 minutes. It was just like,
All of our train stations have these like clear, really tall, skinny bins. So, and they've got a hole in the top that you can put a can or whatever in. But once it's in there, like you can't really reach in at all. And they made them all clear and stuff because like the terrorist stuff and all that. So you can see if someone put something in there they shouldn't. But anyway, so I see all the time at every station people like putting their hand in and pulling the bag up to get to the can at the bottom and pull. Like they go through so much effort to get this 10 cents. But they must
probably need it.
They must make money off it. Yeah, they need it. Yeah.
Do you remember Pepsi points?
Yes.
I do kind of, but not the one that was on the thing that I watched, the video that I watched on Netflix.
Right. Oh, we've talked about this. Right, the Harrier jet. So Pepsi points came out when I was like, I don't know, 12 or 14 or I don't know, some age range that makes sense that I had to drive around the city in my bicycle. And I recall on recycling day, driving around the city, going through people's things to grab all the Pepsi points. And we got like, my brother did it way more than me. He got a Discman. He got like, I still have a bunch of the Pepsi stuff, but like he got like a Sony Discman, which we didn't have money to get that kind of stuff growing up. Mm-hmm. So these like it definitely like, I don't know. It didn't make anyone buy any more Pepsi, I don't think. But I think it made me go through the recycling bin way more.
But that you're not saving 10 cents. Like you're not getting like that Pepsi point wasn't worth 10 cents. It was worth whatever the drink would have cost you. Like you couldn't afford to buy 100 cans of Pepsi. But surely, like, I don't know. Obviously, I know that there's people who do it because they need it. And I'm no disrespect to anyone or anything, but I look at people that do this and I'm like, do you really need that 10 cents like that bad? Like, do you make that much money that it's worth going through it's not like they're just putting their hand in and grabbing a can out. There's like, it takes them 5 minutes to get one can out. That's a lot of work for 10 cents to me. But I also come from a privileged where I have money. So I've never been into that position. So, you know, I can't.
I'll also say the type of people who are spending 5 minutes trying to get that can out probably aren't the type of people who realize there's better ways to spend their 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
like, I won't bend down for a dime on the ground.
Yeah.
That is too much work for me. Right? But I'll see people, like, dig through the trash for a can worth of dime. And I'm like, I don't get it. But, I'm with you. I'm privileged and I should know better.
I have two things. One, first question, how big does a coin have to be before you will bend down and pick it up?
Quarter.
I will pick up almost anything.
I'd say we don't have quarters.
You don't have a 25-cent piece?
No, we have 20. So we have 5, 10, 20, 50, $1, $2.
Weird.
We don't even have 1 cent. They abolished them before I was even born.
So if I saw a penny on the ground, which is 1 cent, they abolished them here too, I would pick up a penny.
Yeah, because it gives you good luck.
Well, no, because it might be so. Because it might be one of the
penny, pick it up all day long. You have good luck.
Oh, okay.
You collect pennies. And so the other thing,
I don't see them very often. That's the only reason.
Right. So I would say 20 cents. So essentially our version of a quarter. But the other thing I want to say, do you guys have curbside pickups? Do you know what that is? You put your rubbish out the front and then they bring a big, it's like on garbage day, you put your stuff out the front. We have to book ours. Some places have certain dates they are given to do it. But you put everything in a pole out the front and then they have a garbage truck that comes around and the guys throw it all in the back. It's like how you do like a bulk clean out.
That's every
No.
week for me. So
We
every
so
single week or every other week, I can put out anything I want. They're
whoa,
trying to
Really?
that's
change
That'd be
that.
crazy.
awesome.
Every other week.
Wow.
Yeah.
We get
Wow.
6 a year. We have to book it. We get 6 a year.
So we have every other week I can put out whatever the fuck I want, as much as I want. The city is trying to change it. They want to
I can
limit it to
understand
2.
why.
Yeah, they want to limit it to 2 bags every other week. I put out 4.
I mean,
I'm like,
how much
it
fucking
doesn't
rubbish
make
do
any
you
sense.
have that's not
That's
enough?
crazy. 4 bags a week?
Yeah.
Wait, when
Well,
you
just like I
sorry,
have an
when you
entire
say
bag of diapers every week.
Oh, well,
When-
yeah, diapers will do that.
when you say that's every week for you, do you mean like you could put a lounge out the front and they'll take it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yes, that's literally anything. Okay.
Literally anything.
So, well, what I was going to say is, so I don't really have an issue with people going through my bins, but they go through our junk piles. Like whenever you have the bulk curbside pickup, whenever someone's booked one, people go through it. And I don't mind, like one man's trash is another man's treasure, but they're so disrespectful and just move shit around and just leave it spread out. And it drives me insane. Or they, because here we have to book it, they add their shit onto your pickup. Like you just walk out the front one day to go to work and there's a fucking mattress on your junk pile that you never put there.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't have anything like that up here. We have to go to the waste station and we pay by weight to get rid of that stuff. Or like,
Fuck that.
since we're moving soon, we're gonna get like a full size like construction dumpster
Dump
so
stuff.
we can
Yeah.
just deal with it, you know. But like in California, we had, I think it was twice a year that you could put anything out. So like, yeah, it was the same sort of thing for us. We put a ton of shit out and people went through it. And then by the time they actually came, we only had a few items left out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Works out.
Well,
So where I grew up, which is only 2 hours away, they had that twice a year. They did it, and that's when we get new bicycles. That was like, I'm not joking. That's when we would go around as a family looking for stuff to pull from the trash. We would drive around. as
Oh,
a
that's how
family.
I've gotten a lot of my
It's-
furniture.
Yeah.
I will say that it's going to get back to like that because we're getting to that situation now where people are going to have to start rummaging for shit because they can't afford it.
They
But-
already do. They already
Yeah.
do. Don't worry.
I should quickly specify before we do go on. When I say we get 6 a year, it's of a certain size as well. Like we can't put whatever we want out. It's like a meter by 2 meters by meter.
Oh, so you can
So
only
any-
like, fill
so-
a space. Okay.
So, well, you can put out as much as you want, but they will charge you. When I say charges, they'll take it off your how many you get. So, like if I was to do 2 meters by 2 meters by 1 meter, so not even 2 full lots, they'll just charge me 2 pickups. They'll take it all, but they'll just charge it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then if you want to do green waste, that counts as a pickup as its own. You have to do that separately.
Which green waste?
Like yard waste.
Branches, leaves, yeah. Branches.
Oh,
and
yard
leaves and
waste
shit. So
is
when
a separate. It doesn't count.
no, it's a separate pickup
So we have a set. I can put out.
because it's a separate truck.
So I can every week I can put out as much green waste as I want.
We have a green waste bin. So we have
Well,
3 bins. We have
compost pile.
recycling, rubbish, and green waste.
Yeah. So I have black bin, which is cardboard and like newspaper, paper products. I have a blue bin, which is glass, metal, and plastic. And then I have garbage. And then I have a green bin, which is compostable, like food scraps. And then because we do every other week garbage, I pay extra for them to collect the diapers on the off week.
Oh, wow.
We just put diapers in the garbage bin?
Yeah, but it only comes every other week, and I don't want dirty diapers hanging around for an extra week. Or if you miss 1 week, a month. Right?
So
Yeah.
Like a month's worth of diapers is a lot of fucking diapers, and they stink
where do grass clippings go?
on the grass. But if I
Yes.
were to bag them for some reason, I would put them in we have yard waste bags that you can put out literally 500 of them, and they will take.
So you don't put them in a bin.
if I were to put them in the bin, I'd put them in the compost bin. But I always have more.
Okay.
Any of that
So where
stuff,
does
I have
sawdust
enough
go?
to put. I would put it in the same bin as compost.
Okay, yeah. This is so our green bin specifies that you can put wood in there, but it can't be treated. So logs and shit you can put in.
Mm.
No sawdust. Sawdust goes in the garbage bin. And I didn't know this because I'm like, it's wood. It goes in the wood bin, right? The garbage truck came and emptied the green bin, and as he's lifted it up, all the sawdust came flying out and went in his open window. And then I got a letter in the mail saying, like, do not put sawdust in the green. Like, they were going to find me and shit. Like, I'm like, well, it's green waste. Like, where do you want me to put it? They said put it in the rubbish in the garbage bin. I'm like, but so it's not going to get recycled then. But
in the garbage, it's going to go in a landfill, and that landfill is going to need some sort of dirt material in it if they want to make it a golf course one day.
Yeah. Well, it's going to need sawdust so that it can catch on fire one day too.
Right. So when I empty my sawdust, I empty it into the same bin, the same bags that I use for collecting leaves at the end of the year.
The end of the year?
When all the leaves fall off the trees?
Oh, that's year round for me, so if there's not one tree, it's a different tree. It drives me insane. We don't have that whole where I live. I know up in the mountains and stuff they do, but we don't have that whole fall starts and all the leaves are on the ground. Well, I personally don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
What have you been working on this week, Adam? Now that we've done a deep dive into recycling and bottle drives, like, yeah.
What have I done? I put my bike up for sale, the one in the background here, the bronze, Archon bronze one, because I got my full license. I finally got my 3D printer working again. The hot end fucked itself, so I was waiting on a new one. So I've printed some shelves, removed everything off the wall on either side of the TV so I could hang up helmets and stuff, so I have like a nice backdrop to record in front of. Mm-hmm. Which I did the other day, and I put a green screen, like a 10-hour green screen on the TV so I can like change it to what I want. But now I'm thinking that was probably a bad idea because that's going to be annoying to have to edit, but we'll see. What else have I done? Job update. I finally have proceeded to the next stage. I have 8 days of training coming up where I have to go to university, which is crazy because I never thought I'd step foot on a university grounds in my life. So I have to go to university for 8 days to get a training competency thing. So I have to get trained how to be a trainer, how to be a teacher. And yeah, so that's going to be fun. 8 days of day shift that I don't usually do.
Yeah, it's going to be, it'll take a little bit of getting used to probably.
It'll be all right because it's so funny though because it's in the middle. I don't have any days off with it. So I have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday training, 2 days of back to my normal job working at 3:00 in the morning, and then 5 days of training. And then I think I do one more day of 3 a.m. and then I'm on annual leave. So
yeah, that stresses me out. It reminds me of when I was still in college. It's just a lot. Oh.
Yeah. I have to do like 11 days straight. 8 of them are training.
God, that makes me thankful for my job. Even though I've been really stressed lately, it still makes me thankful.
Well, it's all right because the Saturday in the middle, I don't know the Sunday yet because that roster hasn't come out, but the Saturday in the middle I have standby. So I'll literally just be sleeping in my car, which would be nice. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully I'll have the same on Sunday because they have to change my roster to fit because I can't start. You have to have 11 hours between shifts. Because I'm doing 8 till 4, I can't start before 3 a.m. Yeah. So they had to change me. They couldn't give me, well, they could give me a job if they found one, but they just give me standby and then they'll give me a job later or whatever if one comes up. But they have that, and then they have Anzac Day is next Thursday. They've put me on 12:30 in the morning start. But again, it's standby, so literally sleep in my car for 8 hours and then go home.
Or not.
Paid at triple time.
Anzac Day is
so
like
that's
Remembrance
a
Day.
Military holiday. Yeah, I just had to look it up because I was like, I know the name, but I'm not sure.
It's for the Gallipoli, Australia New Zealand Army Corps. Australia New Zealand Army Corps. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So it's remember it's safe for Gallipoli. I'm pretty sure from memory.
Which is
a war.
Against the emus?
No, a war in Gallipoli.
Where's Gallipoli?
I don't know. I should know this shit, but I don't.
Is it a city or a state or a country or an ocean?
Or is it in a country?
Okay, it's fine. You don't need to know. It's all good.
All the Aussies right now are going to be Italy. It says.
Okay, because you're saying a word to me that doesn't sound English, and you're saying it like it's something that everyone in the world should know, and I'm like, I don't understand. So it must be that they went to during World War II. They combined forces and went to
campaign in the First World War.
Oh, First World War. There you go.
On the 25th of April, 1915, Australian soldiers landed at what is now called Anzac Cove on the Gallipoli Peninsula. So the whole point of Anzac Day is to remember the people that fought at Gallipoli.
Right. So, yeah, we have Remembrance Day, which is on November 11th at 11:11.
We do that as well.
I don't know. We have multiple days, and I can never remember when they are. I'm terrible. Right. I'm a terrible American.
Yeah, we do do Remembrance Day as well, but we call it. Do we call it Remembrance Day? No.
Maybe. Well, while you look that up, Jesse, why don't you tell us what you've been up to this week, other than not remembering Remembrance Day?
It's not called Remembrance Day here. Is the thing. I don't think. I think it's another name, but.
Oh no, it is Remembrance Day.
Is it?
Yeah.
In Australia.
Yeah. So I am still sickly. I just can't get better. And it's pissing me off. So I just haven't done anything. I haven't really even played like Dragon's Dogma 2, which makes me really sad. But I just haven't had the energy. And we are actively in mud season now. So last week, almost all the snow had melted. 2 nights ago, we got 8 to 10 inches all over. And now that's melting again. So everything is just a fucking mud bog. And so I have spent so much time cleaning myself, cleaning the dogs, cleaning the floors that like I just lose time for everything else. I swear it just eats up so much time. So all my free time lately, I've basically been laying in bed and watching YouTube. So I have been completely unproductive in every way. And just watching a lot of like law videos and fish videos. So yeah, I really have nothing exciting to talk about, honestly.
Nothing that you felt was like really pressuring you.
Oh, I feel the pressure, but I don't feel well enough to do anything. Like that's the thing. It's just.
Oh, thanks for that wonderful segue. Whammy. Appreciate you making that right into our topic at hand. What things are pressuring you, Jesse?
So I actually wanted to talk about a pressure that I previously felt. So last week, before we started recording, I told y'all I showed up with no makeup on. And I was fucking freaking out, but also kind of apathetic to the whole thing. Because that is one of the big pressures that I feel as a woman online, where you have to be perfect in every fucking way. And that normally means putting on a shit ton of makeup when you show up to things. And I didn't do that last week. And then when I'm watching the episode back, I looked exactly the fucking same. So
yeah, that's what we told you.
Body dysmorphia is a real thing and it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have mascara on because I had like a meeting earlier today. That's it. And it's a pressure that I've felt for a really long time. But since I had that realization last week, I haven't put on any makeup. I haven't like tried at all for any of my meetings. And it's been really nice. Like not stressing myself out before stuff, trying to be perfect is very refreshing.
Yeah.
And really weird, but it's good. Like I might be a little redder than normal, but at least I didn't have to spend an hour putting on makeup really badly and then making my feel worse in the process.
I could not imagine spending an hour on something that 90% of the people would not notice.
You would be surprised. And another thing we talked about, like, I'm the sort of person where I don't really get comments when I don't wear makeup with people in real life. But I mean, there are people who put on so much makeup that they turn into a different person. And so, yeah, if those people
Right.
go
I have
nuts on that one
seen,
day, it's like,
yeah.
are you sick? Are you like dying? What's wrong with you? So
Well, no,
I
but
can
this is what I'm.
understand.
There are people. I've seen some TikTok like videos where people like show like the before and after of them putting on makeup, and you're like, you're not the same person, and then you see
Yeah.
them do it, and you're just like, I don't understand. That's
Have you
crazy.
seen that the older woman with like messed up teeth and stuff, and she does the makeup and looks like a young, hot girl?
That lady, though, is she's not authentic. Talking about what we were talking about last week, she actually uses aging filters on herself at the start of the video.
Does she?
Yeah.
Yes, I did a whole, I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole once about her.
Right.
Because I also saw that and thought, there is no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go from 80 to 40. There's no way. And yeah, she ages herself a little bit to make the transformation more exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that I don't have those pressures, but there is something that I feel like I'm pressured about, and it's like safety in the workshop. And the thing is, when you're filming something in the workshop, there's two things that go in your mind. You want to show what you're actually doing so people can see it, which is like a little bit of a cop out for safety stuff. But you also like the angle of the camera makes some things seem way more unsafe
Yes.
than they really are. And like at the time, from your perspective, you were in complete control. But from the camera's perspective, your hand was going through the blade at all times. Right? Like it's like when you look over at someone, you're driving and you look over and it's like, oh my God, they're speeding so much. It's like because the angle of the speedometer from your perspective, you're like, they're doing 140, and you're like, and from their perspective, they're doing 100.
Well, from my perspective, my wife usually is.
Yeah. So it's one of those. So it's one of the things when I'm thinking about like, the pressures of YouTube is, one, you're setting an example by doing things on YouTube or the internet. But two, you're also like, you might be doing something that is safe from your perspective, isn't safe from other perspectives, or people don't understand why what you're doing is safe and try to do something that is not safe because they think they're repeating you. And I always remember Jimmy DiResta talking about he did he was showing how to make a cut, and he was using a sled, and the person was tried to do the same cut and cut himself, and they had used like their miter thing that came with it and the fence. And so the thing had gotten stuck on the miter slot and between the fence, and they had hurt themselves. And so it wasn't what he was doing, right? Like you need to understand your tools in order to use them. And so there's always that pressure of, like, I remember when I did this light fixture behind me, I didn't show any of the electric work because I just went, y'all don't need to see me do a bunch of Morettes and then say how Morettes aren't good and you should have used these ones and why didn't you solder it? And you're like different codes for different areas of the world. Shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
One of the biggest things I've ever had comments on is like PPE and stuff, and I try to be self-conscious of that a little bit. So they say when you do powder coating and stuff, little insight, that you're supposed to wear respirator, goggles, all that sort of shit. I spray outside, like on my driveway. I don't wear any PPE, to be completely honest. I recorded 5 seconds of spraying something because my whole point for this video is to show you doing one piece and then everything else is done. I made sure I put on goggles, respirator, all that shit just for that 5 seconds. And then stopped recording, took it all off, and finished what I was doing. I hate wearing safety gear. I don't know why.
So I think a lot of that with the safety gear, there's like two things about it. Is you need to understand your exposure, and you need to understand the so if you do something once, like if you are cutting one beam or one log or whatever it is, and you get sawdust in your face one time, and that's like your hobby, and you do it once a year, okay. But the PPE and the guidelines for this stuff has to do with people who do it all
Every
day,
day,
every day.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
that is true for some stuff, like sawdust, but not true for other stuff like asbestos, right?
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Well, I can't
Like
tell you how
asbestos is
much
fine as long
MDF
as it
dust
doesn't
I've
get
breathed in.
Wait, that is a problem.
God.
Yeah.
But I know, like, there are people who all day, every day. The other thing is, you need to understand that some people react to it differently, right? It's like there's people who live to be 100 who smoked every day. You go, well, how did you do that? Because smoking, we know it causes cancer. How did you make it do 100? Well, it didn't cause cancer in me, right? Or
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, exactly.
battled
Yeah.
the cancer really good. Like, you know what I mean? So you could get a single exposure causes a really bad reaction. You could find out that you are like allergic to a certain wood and have a crazy reaction to it.
Yeah.
So wear your PPE. Just do it.
Yeah, I know
You
I
gotta.
should. I,
You got like?
the
Did you
thing
not make
is,
stickers and signs and T-shirts that had like the little monkeys?
yeah, yeah. The thing is that every pair of goggles I've ever bought fog up like crazy, and it drives me insane, and I can't stand wearing them because of that.
Then you have not gotten good ones. I suggest you look at the Majid ones that I wear because they work. They're really good. If your goggles are fogging up, they're not fitting your face properly.
Well, I usually just wear my sunnies or something because I never
If you're
have problem with sunnies. It's always goggles.
right, so that's the thing. If your safety glasses are fogging up, they're not the right shape for your face.
Yeah. Well, so going on that as well, kind of on the other side of it, is finding ways to not have the sawdust and shit around. And it was so much effort for me to get a vacuum out and connect it to my sander and stuff. But the couple of times I did was so worth it.
Yep. One like it is. You should have a vacuum connected to your sander for just the reason that your sander works so much better. I never do
Yeah.
it though. I never
Yeah.
do it. And then I get those like every once in a while you get that like you see the like little scratch marks. It's because like a piece of dust got stuck in the sandpaper and
Yep.
gave you all those little like curly cues, which then you have to go back and redo it. And if you had your vacuum attached, it wouldn't happen. But
Sanding just sucks. In general, I just hate it. Oh,
you know what? There isn't a lot of pressure.
it's true.
Huh?
It took me a
To
long
bring it
time to
back.
realize that I was putting too much pressure on
Oh,
sanders.
really?
Oh, you know what? That is a pressure. That a lot of
Yeah.
people do put too much pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and it's real easy to do that. Especially like the big problem is like it's real easy because you see the effect when you push the pressure.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
It
It's like
doesn't. It
cheating,
looks like
and it
it's doing
screws you
something.
over.
Yeah. Or my biggest thing is that I tend to tilt the sander because it just
Yeah.
like goes that much quicker, but then you don't get an even surface.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. The weight of the sander is often enough, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
often the amount that you need.
Yeah. You're only holding the sander to stop it from just spinning on the spot and stuff. Like,
Yeah. And like to keep it from tilting.
yeah, like bouncing and shit.
Yeah. But so, what other things do you feel pressure to do? Because I feel pressure, and we've talked about this before, of like pressure to spend time with the family. Like I have been really like I feel like pressure to, I want to go to a high caliber camp. It's coming up in a month. I have not committed yet. It is basically I would need to take Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So 6 days to do it and not like drive myself crazy, which
Yeah.
is only I can do it, and it would put a lot of pressure on my wife. But I feel like I would need to like somehow make up that time to my wife to do it, and I've like tried like I'll fly instead. I'm like I look at flights, and I'm like the flights are like, oh, you can get in at midnight, and it's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Get in at 11 o'clock on Friday, and you're like, well, I've missed Friday, right? So I'm feeling a lot of pressure because I want to go to that. It's just not working out with the time, and I have the pressure of that's the first race weekend, and I've been at the first race weekend for the last decade, right? So I have this like traditions are pressure, and that kind of stuff. Like I don't feel like I've got like, all the pressures are in my head. I think.
Hmm.
Like I feel like they're probably not real live things. I don't have like debt. Like I knew a friend who had a debt collector calling him, and I go over to his house, and his phone never stopped ringing. And like he would have it off the hook, and if we had to like order a pizza or something, as soon as he put it on the hook, it would ring.
Oh my gosh.
Stuff like that. My uncle works for um, workplace and safety, and
Okay.
he is paid when he's at home just so that he'll answer the phone because it rings nonstop. So when he's off the clock, he's still on the clock by phone and gets paid for it.
Yeah. So this is the pressure that this person had to deal with, all because they gave a credit card to a 16-year-old, which was silly. And then they never, obviously, a 16-year-old's an idiot and never pays off their credit card.
It's free
And then
money, right? Yeah.
they don't understand. And it was like, it's ridiculous because it's like $800 was his credit card. And it like, the amount of time spent trying, anyways, craziness. All that to say, I don't have those kind of pressures. My pressures are like existential.
Yeah, I feel like I have a lot of those too, but so here's an example of something that I always felt a lot of pressure about: holidays. Like when I was
Yeah.
growing up, it was kind of a big deal. A lot of holidays, like Easter, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all of that, always a big deal. And when I moved out on my own and like my grandparents had passed away, I just stopped celebrating. Like I just completely stopped because it was one less thing for me to care about, and it made it easier for me. So yeah, I'm a complete heathen, and I don't celebrate anything.
If you came to Australia, you could get rid of two of those straight away. Then you don't have to celebrate them.
Which ones?
We don't Thanksgiving and Halloween. The one that she wants.
Yeah, the only one I actually like.
Yeah. We don't have Independence Day. Well, I suppose that would be our Australia Day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't celebrate Halloween, although it is coming here a lot more. And we don't do Thanksgiving because we don't have pilgrims. So why would we celebrate Thanksgiving?
Well, we didn't have pilgrims, and we still do Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving
You're
really
part of
started.
America.
Thanksgiving, yeah, we do it on a separate time. Thanksgiving
Yeah, it's
had more to
Canadian
do.
Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving. You guys have American Thanksgiving, but yeah. So Thanksgiving more had to do with like the harvest. So you would come home to give thanks for the harvest, and your whole family would come together to celebrate at the end of the season. That's why in Canada we do it a month earlier.
Yeah.
Is the like and it's not like there's a lot of Canada. Most Canadians live like the southernmost part of Canada, and a lot of Americans actually live above us. But
What other holidays do you have other than Christmas, Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving? Remembrance Day. Is that it?
July 4th is always a big
Oh yeah,
one
we don't
for
have
us.
July 4th. Yeah.
Yeah, because
you
America's
have
like,
Australia
oh
Day.
shit, woo! So,
Well,
that's a big deal here.
So July 4th is your Australia Day. So what's Independence Day? We don't have Independence Day.
So we have New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, yeah.
And then we have some provinces have a family day in February, which is just like a holiday to celebrate spend time with your family because you're not getting it's the middle of winter and
that's cool.
You just need to have a day off. It's a provincial though, so I don't get it. Then we have Easter, and then we have which I think a lot of them should go, and we should just get everyone's allowed to take one day off for whatever reason they want to. And if they choose Easter, that's great. And if they don't, that's fine. But anyways, we have Victoria Day, which is Queen Victoria.
We don't have that.
And that is the one that's on the same weekend as High Caliber Camp. So that's another thing. The kids are not going to be in school, or the one kid. So it's going to be another thing. We have Canada Day, which is your Independence Day or Australia Day. Ours is July 1st. Then we have the Honda Civic holiday.
What?
It's a Civic holiday, but I just think it's silly that it's Civic and Honda Civic.
All I could think of were the Honda Days sale commercials that we have. That's all I can think of now.
So we have Labor Day. Do you guys have Labor Day?
No.
Yes. Ours is beginning of September.
Yeah. So ours
you're
is
not supposed to wear white after Labor Day.
Yeah. So we have the same Labor Day, and Labor Day is to celebrate labor. I don't know if it's the same in the U.S. because sometimes the U.S. has a different origin for the same day, like Thanksgiving.
It says it's to honor and recognize the American labor movement and the works and contributions of laborers to the development and achievements of the United States. That's pretty grand for people we don't pay enough. What the hell?
So this was instead of paying them more, they said, we'll give you a national holiday.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not exactly that, but that's basically what it was. So we have, then on top of that, we have National Day for Truth and Reconciliation to honor, to a day of reflection about the fact that we did all that shit to the native people here in Canada.
Committed genocide to indigenous populations.
Yeah, you can call it that. That's exactly what happened.
Exactly what it is,
not all of them.
People don't like to say that.
No, I just didn't think of a good. You said it in a very concise way that I was going to go into a much longer thing, and I cut myself off because
just a day that our country was racist.
A day to celebrate to acknowledge the fact that our country was racist.
Yeah.
Then we have Thanksgiving. Then we have Remembrance Day. And then we have Christmas and Boxing Day, which I didn't realize Boxing Day is a Commonwealth thing. It's not an America thing.
Yeah. You don't have it in America.
Mm-mm. And I thought it was a UK thing. I didn't. Okay.
Well, the UK is Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Oh, that Commonwealth.
They couldn't. The UK couldn't be more Commonwealth. They literally have the Queen and King in their country.
Yeah, I forgot.
Well, so
what
Commonwealth. So in Virginia, where Austin lives, it's a Commonwealth. So Commonwealth just is another way of describing. I'm pretty sure it's either Virginia or Minnesota. One of the places I know of one of my American friends.
I think Virginia sounds right.
Yeah, they live in a Commonwealth. I'm like, what do you mean you live in the Commonwealth? The Commonwealth means
not
all
the Commonwealth.
People part. Yeah, not the Commonwealth, a Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Right. Because the Commonwealth is the Commonwealth Games are everyone that
I was going to say
England conquered, and they didn't have a war to separate from them.
Maybe they should just call it Colonizers' Day instead.
Well, Boxing
make
Day
more
has nothing
sense.
to do with the Commonwealth Day. So
No.
Boxing Day
No.
is
Oh, there's a Commonwealth Day.
No.
No, there isn't a Commonwealth
Okay.
Day. It doesn't have anything to do with the Commonwealth. It just
It's just
happens
only
to be
Commonwealths.
celebrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Boxing Day is the day that your employees would get gifts.
Oh.
Boxing Day is the day that all of the boxing matches for the year get announced.
All right.
Boxing Day is the day after Christmas.
Gone,
it's a public holiday, and it's when all the shops have their big sales. It's like Black Friday for Christmas.
right, but it didn't used to be that.
It didn't used to be that, but that's what it is now, essentially. Like every other holiday, it's just a fast.
Yeah. It is turned into bullshit. Anyways, we have gone down something that doesn't matter at all, and I'm sorry for taking you there. We need to get
This will be our most listened to episode.
Do you know
So
what
I have one
is
more.
pressure? Okay. I was going to say, go ahead.
Okay, so this is a bit of an existential pressure that I have recently acknowledged that I have a problem with. So a couple of weeks ago, I got my new compensation statement from Autodesk. I got like a 7% raise. I got like 20,000 in stocks. Like I did really well. Oh, and I got like a bonus as well.
$20,000 in stocks or 20,000 stocks in stocks?
$20,000 in stocks.
What?
So
can I just quickly say?
I've been there for 12 years. Yeah.
I have a pressure in my bladder. I'll be back.
There you go.
Keep talking.
So,
you could have just left. You didn't need to tell us.
But yeah, when I almost ever since I got up like to 100,000 and above 100,000, I feel a lot of pressure after I get that. And it's just like, oh my God, they are paying me so much. I need to put in so much more work. And my mom keeps being like, no, they're paying you that now for the work that you already did. But my brain really struggles with that. Like, it's unreal to me that I am being paid that much. But I have been there for 12 years and I do work my ass off, but it's still just like, I can't compute. It just freaks me out. And so I end up, working a little longer after that. It's just hard.
But that's part of, you've probably always been doing that. You've probably always been, that's why you're still there and why you're making the money you're making.
Yeah.
Is because you have work ethic. Right? Like,
yeah.
Also, 100,000
that was my whole review.
Huh? Is that you have work ethic?
Well, it was just like Jessy does what she says she's gonna do. She's responsible. She's always there. Like, yeah. That was like all of my reviews from my peers was basically just like Jessy does her job. So, yeah.
There's nothing worse than people who say they're going to do something who do not do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to talk shit on the corporate world.
I feel attacked.
It's a common occurrence.
Well, I would say it's something that is a pressure for me, much like the pressure of trying to get the clamp challenge done. But we have recently had another person talking. Well, Griffin Makes has been talking about his entry.
Yay.
He is turning his stitching pony into a stitching horse, which I think now that I say it out loud, like this doesn't sound right, but I think that's what he's doing. He's turning his pony into a horse. So I guess it's all grown up now. But
it looks like a wooden horse.
Yeah, he's taking it and he's attaching it to a bench so that it can be somewhere to sit. But yeah, so that is the latest on the clamp challenge. There is going to be a winner, and so far, there is only a single entry. So you need to get on. There's two.
Because I'm counting Griffin as an entry. I guess he said he wasn't sure.
But he hasn't done it yet.
He hasn't finished.
No.
I know.
He's saying finished.
Yeah.
There's been one single.
Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah, thank you, Ethan. There's been a single finished entry into the clamp challenge. If you want to win something like the great prizes we have from Chapman Manufacturing, House-Made, ISO Tunes, and a Weird Guy, then you need to enter. And we need to hear you guys talking about it and spreading the word so we can get all these wonderful people who donated prizes need to get some exposure, and they get that through you guys entering. But how do you enter, you ask? Well, you make a project that involves a clamp or many clamps because you can never have enough. You turn that clamp into something functional, artistic, or just plain fun, and you'll have a chance to win great prizes. The project has to be something new, which unfortunately for Chris Powell, who a year ago had made a really cool clamp that went into his Sawzall to shake up spray cans. So it was really cool.
Oh, yeah,
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I have not seen that, but that's a perfect use for a Sawzall.
Right, and that's exact. So and he like modified his a quick clamp, which would have been fucking perfect because I love quick clamps. They're our fucking logo. Chris do something else to be in the Sawzall, but he did it a year ago. Otherwise, it would have been a really cool project. But yeah, like that kind of thing. So someone else can just steal Chris's project, and we'll talk about Chris's project more than whatever they enter.
Yeah.
But to enter, you just need to post your project on Instagram with the hashtag Clamp Challenge 2024 and tag us at Clampcast by the 30th of April, which is not many days away from now, and you'll have a chance
2
to
weeks.
win. It's going to be less than 2 weeks from when this episode is.
Oh, when this episode goes live, yeah.
So I have a clamp-based challenge project that is done, and it's janky, but it's done. And if nothing else happens on the 30th, I'm going to post it. But I hope to do something different. I had some other ideas. I want to make like Ethan made, like I want to make something for stamping leather. Because right now I really hate the fact that I like do some clamps over the side of a table, and like you have to like get a board to spread it out, but someone's already done that, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to be like, well, 2 of the clamp challenges were the exact same. I really like Dana made his clamp challenge last year was a vise made with a pipe clamp. I really like that one. But someone's already done it, so I can't do that. Maybe I'll just make like a little glove storage. I use my glove storage clampy thing, like clamp challenge, the last clamp challenge. I use that thing all the time. So
that's always nice when you make something and you like actually use it.
Yeah. It was not a well-performing video. That's fine. But I use it all the time. I don't know if you guys saw, and I know he probably doesn't listen to the podcast, but I Build It. The guy, I think his name is John. He's a Canadian, and he got a 3D printer, a bamboo 3D printer, and he started making, like, he's like, what happens when a carpenter gets a 3D printer is the name of his video. It would have been my CLAMPmendation, but I've actually seen a lot of good stuff recently. But he made a bunch of he made like screw clamps with 3D printed like screws. And the thing I liked about it is I tried to do the same thing or similar things, and it didn't work out because I didn't think about something that he did. He made the screws in 3 pieces to increase strength that you had to glue together, instead of what I just did was like a big long screw, right? And they kept fucking breaking because of the way that 3D prints like are made, right? And they kept breaking the same way, and I just went, this sucks, and I abandoned it completely because I was going to make an STL file that we could give away to our listeners of a 3D printed clamp. And I just couldn't get it so that it didn't like disintegrate itself when you tried to put too much pressure on it because of the twisting motion of it.
Those level lines will get you. Yeah.
That's exactly what it would do. It would just like, it would twist away on the thing. And I just went, I'm done. I can't do it. I've made one. It's on, if you want to look at the one I made, it's on Morley's trophy, which I'm sure is in the garbage because he's now living in a van. But whatever. Yeah. So clamp challenge, get on it. I guess I'm going to keep talking because I have a lot of
Good job.
talking because apparently as the host I have to keep talking. I want to thank our Patreon supporters, especially. I don't know why someone else couldn't take over the clamp thing so that I didn't have to talk the whole time. But I want to.
You're the one that started talking with your segue.
Yeah, because you guys do so much of the talking. I want to thank our. Go ahead, Patreon. Thank someone else. Patreon, go.
Yeah, but Adam, do I need to do it? Okay.
Where are we? Patreon. Oh, there. So Jessy wants to thank our F clamp level. See, this is why I don't fucking do it.
All right, so I want to thank our F clamp level people, especially Scott from Daddy Yourself DIY, Joe Herdina, David Wood from DW Wood Builds, Brad from I'm Gonna Make, and Chad from Chad's Custom Creations. I can't believe we haven't seen any one of them put in, or any of the other patrons put in a clamp challenge.
They even had a head start.
They had a head start with you. Listen, here's some pressure coming your way, Scott, Joe, David, Brad, and Chad. Brad and Chad, come on, Brad and Chad, come on.
Come on, Brad and Chad.
Yeah. I want to see some clamp stuff. But if you want to support us, you can support us at patreon.com/clamp. And head on over there. You'll get access to 190 plus after and pre-shows. We only do the after show now. You get entered into the Gnome Hammer draw. You get a keychain made by yours truly. And you also get our love. And it doesn't cost very much. For $1 an episode, you can buy my love.
For $1 an episode, you can support a hungry child in Australia. Yeah. Adam's hungry children in Australia.
CLAMPmendations.
All right, so I'm going to go first this week. My clampmendation is they made this TV show about a video game that I don't have a clampmendation this week. Grant has a great clampmendation that I have also been watching. I'm only 2 episodes in. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I can put you both on it.
No, it's good. It's good because that was funny. Anyway, Grant, go on to your clampmendation. Mine's also the same.
For you guys.
I'm only 2 episodes in and I've never played the game, so I can't help you at all.
Oh,
Grant,
okay.
Grant can go ahead.
I played one of the games, Fallout 4, I think. And I didn't get very far. I liked it. I really enjoyed it, but I got to like a point where I was like, I had to run across a desert or something, and I went like, this sucks. And then like something.
Is that the Las Vegas one?
New Vegas, maybe?
Yeah.
New Vegas?
New Vegas.
So
yeah,
I think it was New Vegas. Okay. The girl that my brother's seeing has played all the Fallout games. He said that's the only game he's played is New Vegas, and she said it's the shittest one.
It's
interesting.
It's pretty bad. Yeah. It's very, very buggy. That game broke my heart. Like,
because that's exactly what happened. Is like I was running, I was super like low level, and I was like running to a thing, and like something high level just came and killed me, and I went, "This sucks." Yep. And then like, and then I just kept killing everyone, and I was like, "This is actually pretty good." And but then like you just kind of get bored with killing everyone. But so Fallout is what I'm recommending. I really I'm 2, maybe 3 episodes in. And I really enjoy it. I think they've done a really good homage to the game.
So, from what I've been told, the thing is, from what I've been told, my brother's friend, she says that she won't tell us any spoilers, but all of the characters that he has said to her, because she hasn't watched it yet, she's going to watch it on the weekend. All of the characters in the TV show are not in the game at all.
Of course not.
Oh, okay. So maybe this is like a vault that we don't know about in the game world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, from what I would be
fine with that. Yeah.
I don't think this gives anything away, but so far, the first 2 episodes, a lot of it is just them living underground.
Yeah.
In vaults. So
Okay.
I would say
see,
it
I was
is.
kind of hoping it would be a vault that is lore in the game, like the one with all the clones, or just like one of the really weird dark vaults. That's what I was kind of hoping.
Well, I've only seen 2 vaults so far.
Oh, so there are multiple. Okay.
Well,
They're
they're in
connected.
vault. They're connected and they're in vault 33. So I'm assuming there's at least 33
Right.
because I've only seen
There-
vault
there are
33 and vault
so
32.
many.
Right. So this is and also but with the Fallout games, from what I've understood, is that you're not playing the same person over and over. You're playing different
No.
people from different vaults.
No idea.
Yes. Yeah. So it would
with
make
the same
sense.
tech,
Yeah.
and that's what I actually
Yeah.
like about it. And what I would like to see them do is the same thing that happened with The Wire, which is like season 1 and season 2. You weren't the same people. You weren't following the same people.
Oh.
And the other people
Right.
might have had cameos in it, but they weren't like the same. It wasn't the same people with the same storyline. Oh, now I need to be more outrageous. It was a different aspect of it.
Have you gotten to the part where the tranny from Sons of Anarchy comes back? I mean, yeah, in Fallout.
Walter
I can't remember his name.
Goggins. The opening scene of Fallout where Walter Goggins is.
But have you gotten to the part where he's back in after all of that?
Yeah.
Okay, so because maybe I finished season episode 3 because it does follow different persons' perspectives.
Okay. Yeah, that's good then. Because I don't know. I will watch it. But I was a little nervous that they would try to like remake one of the games.
Right, they have not done that.
Really scary. Yeah.
I will say though, I now understand what the picture of the kid with the thumbs up means.
I don't know if that is game lore or.
Oh, is it?
Or
so what's the thumbs up from the game?
So Jessy? That's Vault Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know why he has his thumb up?
Okay, well, they're not going to do some spoilers. Don't do any spoilers. Do you want the spoiler? It's a little tiny.
Well, no. The thing is that if Jessy doesn't know, then I guess it's not part of the game. So don't need to spoil it.
You're spoiling the TV show. Yeah, you're spoiling the TV show.
Yeah.
Oh, Walter Goggins is the ghoul.
Yes.
Okay.
So the ghoul is in the show, in the game, isn't he?
He looks really good. Yeah. Well, there's
lots of ghouls.
Like you meet at like oh shit, I can't remember. It's not Megaton, but there's another place where there are a lot of them.
So, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, my brother and I talked about this. So you're looking at a picture of him. Do you reckon his nose is CGI or makeup? Because I feel like with that, surely you can't have makeup to remove that much.
No, so he has a prosthetic. So he has a prosthetic on because I've seen pictures of behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
So he has a prosthetic on that they are able to then CGI his nose out.
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's a combination.
Also, at certain angles, the holes in his face where his nose is looks like a penis.
Oh no.
All right, so Jessy, what are you going to recommend?
So, like I said, I've been watching lots of fish videos. My favorite fish YouTuber is who I want to recommend. So it's AVNJ. He is a fish biologist. He does a lot of catch and release fishing, which is awesome. And my favorite thing that he covers is videos about the Meg. So there are so many shitty YouTube channels that insist that the Meg still survives and is in our ocean somewhere, and they're using like a horribly photoshopped images, and he just freaks out. The megalodon,
massive shark,
ancient
dinosaur shark.
Yeah, the one from like Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
the one that there's like a monster truck of.
Yes.
I don't know. I just I just know it.
And there's
as
a whole
itself,
movie
and
of it.
then, yeah, Jason Statham has the mega
Yeah.
movies,
And they make
which
number
are
2 is about to come out.
ridiculous. But yeah,
There is a-
I just really love watching him just be like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like comparing sizes of stuff and saying what the sharks in the videos actually are. Like there's just so much stupid photoshopping that goes on YouTube.
So I'm a little bit confused because when you said that you've been watching fish videos, what specifically do you mean? Because I thought you meant like people that have aquariums and stuff at home, like my wife
No,
watches.
so
Fishing.
no, not fishing.
No, not
either.
fishing either.
Just like fish biology, fish science. So one of my favorite series that he does is where his followers invent new fish and he like grades them on the realism and if it actually would work. And he also does, I mean, he does do some videos about like, hey, I went fishing, and these are the fish that I was able to find in this area. I'm just fascinated with fish in general. So yeah, anything talking about
So
a
is my
fish
wife.
that I don't know, or yeah, the megalodon videos, I don't know. I love the actual science and why that's not possible anymore. I just like to fall down rabbit holes.
I can guarantee you my wife is out shopping on her own right now. She's bound to bring home some fish.
Really?
We have 7 fish
Oh,
tanks.
So
I knew you had a lot, but not that many.
I think we've probably broken 100 fish by now. Like we've got to have 100 fish.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my God. I can't be responsible for that many lives. That's too much pressure. That's crazy.
all right.
Oh my God.
Ask us anything.
But
Ask us anything. So this is one that I think we've talked about. We're going to do it anyway. DW Woodbuilds. Can a person be a member of the maker community without being a maker? Why or why not? My answer is
Depends
always
on what-
yes.
yeah, it depends on what you
chances are
consider
they're going to want
someone
to
to be
end
a
up
maker.
making something. Yeah. I don't know.
I think
There's
it's not.
all different
It
things
doesn't
to make.
have. It depends on how you define community. Because someone who watches makers, are they part of the community? I would say, yeah, sure they are. But also, like, it all depends on how you define it. Like, are they makers? Is someone who only watches, are they a maker? No. Are they part of the maker community? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it also depends on what you consider as being part of. Because if you're just watching, I don't know if that would consider you part of the community, like Grant says. But if you have input and you know what you're talking about, then definitely you can be part of the community. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends on what you consider being part of the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I was thinking more physical because I always think back to when Instructables was in Pier 9 and we had a lot of people that weren't makers, but they would see us making stuff and start asking questions and like getting interested. And next thing you know, they're like 3D printing some shit or sewing something, So I always kind of think about like people who actually want to take the step to
I don't think
making
there's a
something.
single person in the world that has not made something.
Also that, yeah.
Like if you make a meal, if you make your bed, like fuck, you could make it. You can make anything. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. I want to thank TF Turning for the theme song. You can find us in all the usual social media places by searching for Clampcast on the Instagrams and the TikToks and the YouTubes. If you want to watch the show, we do actually post it up on YouTube. It is a great way to see us, which I don't know why you would want to do that, but
I have a great background.
yeah, you know what? If you want to go watch, Jesse's in most of it, so you're good to go. And until next time, cheers and have a great day.
Bye.